So this is supposedly more dense or more salty than the Dead Sea because they've been harvesting the salts of the Dead Sea for so many years, decades, centuries, I guess, that its salinity is not as salty as this stuff. So in the background there you can see them mining it. This one is not as deep, so we didn't go to this one. That one over there, furthest one, seemed deeper, but I kept looking for like just the right one. And we're waiting for Fadh and Melissa, Rebecca to come. But there's so many of them. It seems like 6 or 7 different groups, including the guy who owns my other Airbnb, the Dream Lodge in town. He's here, I think, in that white, whatever you call it, gas guzzling piece of shit, with 2 or 3 guests from the lodge. So even though he owns the lodge, he still does quite a lot of work taking people around. He left about 3 hours ago, and we're end up at the same kind of pools. Like this one is pretty deep. I don't know if you can get the depth. You can still see the bottom, but that's probably about 6 feet deep. It's so dense that it doesn't take any effort at all to float. So then when we went back to the Cleopatra Springs, about 40 minutes drive from here, I jump into Cleopatra Springs and it's just fresh water, and it was so hard to stay afloat after being out here, going from complete fresh water to some of the saltiest water in the world. Come out here, I guess, and they set up camp like Sherif is doing. He's got his hookah going and he's making some tea for us. I don't really get the depth of the colors like we had the other day. The angle of the sun is different, so you don't see how green it is like from my other pictures, but and also the sky is not as blue as it was the other day. But this is it, the salt fields, salt lakes of Siwa Oasis. So the story is, this was all an ocean thousands and thousands of years ago. This was all underwater, and this water comes directly from like deep down in its own well down deep, but it comes up salty just because it does. It's not like other wells that are fresh. This happens to be a salt well. Well, we are right now, I believe, someone said 18 meters under sea level, or when we're back in town we are, at least, which is 100, almost 100 feet underwater, which is hard to believe. I mean, under sea level, not underwater, but under sea level, which is hard to believe, but it's absolutely fantastic when you think about all of this, even those cliffs over there and the green monster that's mining the salt that used to all be underwater. And so here we have the tea being brewed.